Hello everybody, back with another requested tier list today, but today should be a bit of a shorter one. Today's request, as you can see here, is once again from Walter. He asked for a chess piece tier list, and I said, yep, even though I'm bad at chess, I'll still give it a go. So, if you have multiple requests, don't be afraid to request more than one thing, because like Walter here, he's had 2 requests done in the last couple of weeks, so yeah, don't be afraid to put suggestions in. So, like I briefly mentioned there, I am certainly not good at chess, so this isn't going to be a ranking of how good the pieces are, because I assume most people who are into chess already know that. This will be just whether I like the pieces or not, what I like about them, what I dislike about them and that. So, don't take this as any form of way to improve at chess or anything like that. Not that I'm sure any of you will, but anyway, enough rambling, let's get going. Start off with the humble pawn. I think it's an underrated piece, because people think it can't do anything. It can just go forward. It can take diagonally. They tend to a lot of the time be underutilized, but they do have the potential to get across the board, change into any piece you want. You have like no remorse losing a pawn. Like, if you make a mistake and lose a pawn, you're like, oh well, that was a mistake, but you're not worried about it. So yeah, that's a B tier piece. Then we have the rook. Can go full length forwards and sideways. Regarded as like the second strongest piece after the queen. A lot of the times though, I don't use them that much because I'm bad at chess, or one of my rooks just ends up stuck in corner all game whilst I'm losing. But if you're actually good, you use them a lot, obviously. Using castling as well, so important there. What I like about them is it's quite easy to see where they're going to go, because I'm bad at chess. Like, I'm bad at spotting diagonals, so things that go diagonal are just confusing for me because I'm terrible. But a rook, what it's going to do, nice and simple, does its job, a C tier piece. Then we have the queen, the strongest piece, but for me that's also a bit of a downside, because I'm so bad. I'm quite scared to use my queen much. I feel like anytime I'm going to move my queen, I'm just going to like blunder it and lose it, and then I'll be all sad because I've just lost my strongest piece. So its strength kind of works as a weakness for me, because I'm just too scared to use it properly. So for me, it's a D tier piece, just because of how bad I am at chess. Then we have the bishop. Can go diagonally, but it gets stuck on whatever colour it starts on. So you have like a light square bishop and a dark square bishop, and if you're actually good at chess, you know that one of those is better depending on where the pawns are and things like that, and what squares to put your pieces on. But for me, they're both the same. And like I mentioned, it's quite hard to see diagonals, so quite often the enemy's bishop will just come in, take my pawn, and then take my rook the turn after, because I'm trapped in the corner. Yeah, must say I'm not a fan of bishops. Like, if someone takes my piece with a bishop that moves backwards, there's a 0% chance I'm seeing their bishop can move backwards to take my piece. So, it just annoys me more than anything. So, I'll put it in D tier. Then we have the knight. It's a very unique piece, as it can jump over other pieces. It also moves in like an L shape, so you sort of go one sideways or two forward, or two forward, one forward, two sideways. So it moves in a very, not only can it jump over pieces, it has like unique movement. I must say I do really like the knight. I like using the knight. If you're good at chess, most people value bishops over knights in terms of how just good the piece is objectively, but I would prefer to have the knight, because I think when you're bad, knights catch people out a lot more often. You can get some like really good forks on people's like king and queen that they can't see, and it's hard to tell where a knight's going to go, because like a bishop can only go diagonally, a rook can go forwards and backwards, but knight, it's a lot harder to see, like in 2 turns, where the knight's going to be. So for me, the knight, I think it's my favourite piece. I'd say it's an S tier piece for me. I'm a big fan. Jump over pieces in closed games, interesting movement, get the forks, and also you're not too worried about losing it because it's not like a super mega valuable piece like your queen. Then you have, last but not least, the king. Probably the most important piece because, you know, you get into a position where you lose your king, you've lost the game. So a lot of the sort of early game is just sat in the corner, not really doing much, you know, castled away. But if you get to the late game, the king's like very useful, you know, just eating up them pawns. For me, it's a good piece, you know. It's underrated because people just think, oh, you need to protect the king, but in the late game, the king's really, really strong. So for me, it's a B tier piece. No, it's an A tier piece. I mean, come on. If it dies, if it's in checkmate, you've lost the game. So it's got to have some value. But I do prefer the knight over it. So there you lot my chess pieces ranked by just how much I like them, not by how good they are or anything. Hopefully you enjoyed. Anyone who knows a lot about chess, I'm sure you'll disagree with this, but you know, it's not meant to be informative, it's just my opinion. I hope you've enjoyed anyway. If you have, feel free to like the video. If you have a tier list you want to see, like this one, this is a requested tier list. All you need to do is put suggestions in the comments, and I'll probably give it a go as long as I know a little bit about it. I hope you've all enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.